Here, but not really. Among us, but invisible. This is Karim. He's 29 and from Algeria. He's been in Switzerland for 4 years. For 2 of these, he's been in hiding. His asylum request was turned down, and he was supposed to leave the country, but he stayed.
Sometimes I hate myself, hate my life. I wonder how I got myself into this situation.
Why didn't you return home?
I couldn't. That would have meant giving up, being a loser. There was no going back.
Many people awaiting an asylum decision are so pessimistic that they believe disappearing is the best solution, especially young men with little hope of being allowed to stay legally.
No chance, at least 0%.
So what then?
I don't know. I don't have another solution this time, but at least I will say
I have to stay here, even if it's illegal. I'll have to find a way.
Did you know that there are people here who live without papers?
Vivent ici sans papiers?
Yes, I've heard about that. Apparently there are more than 5,000 sans-papiers in Zurich. They work in restaurants, in sales, in hotels, all illegally.
Would this be an option for you?
Perhaps, yes. If I can't live here any other way, then that would definitely be an option for me.
First of all, our thinking is we have to save our life. So if they won't accept us, so at least if we are here, even it's illegal.
In 2015, roughly half of all asylum seekers whose requests were rejected left Switzerland under supervision. About a quarter of them lodged a new request. More than a quarter were told to leave Switzerland, but their departure was not controlled. Many go underground in other less expensive countries. But Karen stayed. He visits an advice centre in Aargau run by the charity Hex. The police have agreed not to carry out identity checks here. Karen seeks advice on finding work.
There's no stable work for people like me. There are occasional jobs here and there, like helping with moving house, small building jobs. You can survive like this, but you'll never be rich.
Serena Berner, a legal advisor for the charity Hex, says people like Karim are sought as cheap labour.
They live in constant fear of being discovered and thrown out, so most of them don't insist on their rights, although they do have rights when it comes to work.
So they put up with almost anything.
Yes, they tend to. They're not insured. So if they have a work accident, nobody takes care of them. It's a sorry state of affairs.
Last year, more than 5,300 asylum seekers disappeared. 70% of them Africans from Gambia, Nigeria, Morocco and Algeria, like Karim. None of them had any hope of getting asylum. Laying low in Switzerland is difficult. The authorities do their jobs and the state is rigorous. Some people take their chances in Zurich, but the police are on the ball. Last year they rounded up about 500 rejected asylum seekers. Most of them try to work illegally or commit crimes.
The quickest solution is crime, but it's also the quickest way to ruin your life.
Karim wants to marry his Swiss girlfriend. They already have a baby together. But for this, he would have to resurface and face proceedings because he's living here illegally. It's possible that he will eventually end up behind bars.